some new developments regarding a man that does not get talked about very much on sports radio. People just seem to ignore him. Aaron Rodgers. Relax. You just got to relax. So the latest developments as our world turns involving Aaron Rodgers, everyone's favorite ayahuasca-loving quarterback, chatter picking up as the train goes round the mountain, the steam engine there picking up that Aaron Rodgers would be thrilled, absolutely thrilled with playing in Los Angeles. Now, obviously, the Chargers have a quarterback, so that would be the LA Rams. And that is, if Matthew Stafford is persona non grata and he's out of town and they kick him to the curb, then Aaron Rodgers can slide on in and be the quarterback, and there you go. Now, Adam Schefter, who may or may not know a thing or two, he's the one that informs us the Rams could get a sweetheart deal. They get Rodgers for pennies on the dollar. So Aaron Rodgers for pennies on the dollar, and then they would flip Matthew Stafford for some draft picks. And not great draft picks, but some draft picks. Now, it is unknown at this late hour whether or not the Rams want to ride the choo-choo crazy train with Mr. Rodgers. Now, the Rams and Stafford continue to be at a standoff. There's a line drawn in the sand in Malibu as they try to figure that out. And while it is still a possibility that Stafford and the Rams will hammer things out, it's looking more and more like that is not the case. Now, question. Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers, again, the reporting says he would be thrilled with the idea of going to the Rams if L.A. can get rid of Matthew Stafford. They can't come to an agreement. Then that would be wonderful for Aaron Rodgers. And the changing of the guard. Would you be okay with that? Would you be okay with it? Well, of course, my opinion matters more than anyone, being the voice of the overnight here. And we all know the overnight guy's opinion is much more important than anyone else. So I've got Last Supper, TV game show, and Narcan. And we will combine all of these things together. We're going to take a giant bucket of popcorn, and we're going to put it on the table, and we'll snack on the giant bucket of popcorn is what we're going to do. That's how that's going to work. So, to answer the question, would I be okay with the changing of the guard in the Ram quarterback room from Stafford to Aaron Rodgers? Yes. I am nodding my head. Yes, I would be okay with that. Now, if the Rams were to make that move, it wouldn't be an upgrade. It wouldn't be a downgrade. It would be the sideways shuffle. They do the sideways shuffle. That would be the dance move there. A lateral drill, if anything, going from Matthew Stafford to Aaron Rodgers. Both these guys at this point are high tier 3, low tier 2, more high tier 3 quarterbacks in the NFL. Stafford, near the end of last season, now he did play pretty well in the playoffs, but he screwed up at the end there where the Rams had a chance to eliminate the Eagles on that long drive in the final seconds. He didn't get it done there. But Stafford was showing signs of mold near the end of the year. And Aaron Rodgers surrounded by slop with the Jets. And both of them had a similar bumpity-bump ride near the end of the regular season. So now my motivation, to be fully transparent here, I have a 4-hour talk show to do every night. I have 3 podcasts to do on the weekend. So I have selfish ulterior motives here to see Aaron Rodgers with the Rams. I think for me, that would be great to do the talk show. And that's really what I'm worried about. And it would be the ultimate pet project for Sean McVay. Sean McVay, he's got get another gold star near his name there. He's already been tagged as the cradle of coaches, all come through L.A. with McVay, and there's so many coaches around the NFL that are from the Sean McVay coaching tree. He's the quarterback whisperer, wink, wink, nod, nod. Now, the question the Rams have to answer, is there any juice there for Rodgers? And if there is juice there for Rodgers, is the juice worth the squeeze for Aaron Rodgers there? Can you get one productive year out of Rodgers and then figure it out? Would there be some kind of renaissance with Aaron Rodgers? Now, if they keep Matthew Stafford or go with Aaron Rodgers, it does not change the dynamic in the room. It does not change the dynamic in the room. All roads, all of them, all roads lead to the Rams going with the Last Supper philosophy when it comes to the quarterback. Now, what is the Last Supper philosophy when it comes to the quarterback position for the Rams? They are living in the moment. They are living in the present. They are not worried about the future. They are not some team obsessing about having to get the quarterback and groom the quarterback. Matthew Stafford has been dinged up and damaged for several years, and at no point have the Rams gotten a legitimate heir to the throne. They haven't done it. And there's no reason to think they're going to do it now. That they're not going to go that direction. The Rams seem perfectly fine just piecemealing it together with an older quarterback and seeing if that'll work. And play ball, right? Send the old guy out there and let it rip. Now, page 2. We go now to Minnesota. I thought this was interesting. And the franchise tag window is open, and the flag is up. Began at 4 o'clock Eastern time on Tuesday. On Tuesday, 4 o'clock Eastern time. 1 o'clock in the West. So we are told the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings. Now, they are debating right now. It's going to go all the way to the 11th hour whether or not to franchise tag Sam Darnold. But wait a minute. They've got J.J. McCarthy. Why would they franchise tag Sam Darnold? He stinks. Did you see him play against the Rams? How about the game against the Lions? He's garbage. All right, so the streets are talking. They say that Minnesota is trying to piece together the trade market for Sam Darnold so they can get some return for the quarterback that they don't really want. So, question for the esteemed panel, thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up or thumbs down on the Minnesota Vikings really franchise tagging Sam Darnold? So I'm going to go 2 thumbs up. I'm going 2 thumbs up. I'm Benny Brightside on this. Now, not because I like the player. I don't like the player. He's a bum. I don't like the player. But if you're the Vikings, they got a Mensa as the GM, right? The GM of the Vikings is literally named Mensa. So the move here is you go and you've got to judge the market. Are there going to be multiple bidders here? Go TV game show. Go classic TV game show. The Price is Right. And play that easy as 1, 2, 3 game from The Price is Right there. And the Vikings will be given 3 blocks. They will be numbered 1, 2, and 3. And then you rank. As the Viking front office, you then have to rank the 3 prizes from least expensive to most expensive. Now, in this little exercise, that would be the Raiders, the Tennessee Titans, and we'll say the New York Giants. And you've got to rank them. Now, you get the bids right, and you move on, and then eventually you can win the Showcase Showdown. So congratulations there. Now, we again, do not endorse Sam Darnold. The guy's a stiff. But it's a supply chain shortage at the quarterback position in the NFL, and he's got a problem with this thingamajig that doesn't work when it's supposed to work, and it's, I don't know whether it's stage fright or whatever, but he's all right. The Vikings did a good job of polishing the turd that is Sam Darnold, and they fooled a lot of people with that turd, but eventually the polish came off the turd, and that was against the Lions and then against the Rams in the playoffs. All right, now, last word. We go to Indianapolis, another team that is stuck near the bottom, not really the middle, more near the bottom, not all the way at the very bottom, but closer to the bottom than they are to the middle. So I bring this up because we are now hearing multiple suitors have been mentioned for a quarterback who's not very good. And one of them is the Indianapolis Colts. So I wanted to address the Colts right now because the Colts are supposedly considering making a run at Daniel Jones. That's right. Danny Dimes, the dime store quarterback, the stumble bum, Daniel Jones. So I ask you, would that be a good fit? Daniel Jones to the Colts. So I'm shaking my head no, and I'm yelling no at the same time. As I was shaking my head no, I was yelling the word no. Now, we do not doubt, though, that Jim Irsay, the Nepo baby who inherited the Colts from his dad and all that Jim Irsay would be on board we totally get that Jim Irsay would be on board here. It doesn't work on any level, though, other than frugality. That's the only level. Every other level does not work. Daniel Jones just does not work there. The Colts, if they add a guy like Daniel Jones, they would have to get a large supply of Narcan because they are going to overdose. Now, they're not going to overdose on like pills or pipes or needles or syringes or anything. They're going to overdose on suck bag quarterbacks. Can you imagine a world where your quarterback room has Anthony Richardson on one side and Danny Dimes on the other, the Vanilla Vic of the NFL? Now, to give you an idea of what these two cats did last year, you have Anthony Richardson, who is at the very bottom. If you want to know the bottom point, the sewer of the quarterback position, that is Anthony Richardson. And it's not even close. He is at the very bottom when it comes to the quarterbacks, 39th ranked in the NFL. There's only 32 teams. He was the 39th ranked quarterback among those qualified, lowest ranked in the NFL. But wait, there's more. Daniel Jones was so bad. How bad was he? He was so bad with the Giants, as you remember from the past NFL season. Daniel Jones ranked 36th out of 39 quarterbacks in the NFL. And unlike Anthony Richardson, who just got hurt and then stopped playing, the difference is that Daniel Jones was so bad, the Giants excommunicated him from the franchise. They just got rid of him. They said, we're done. And then they tried to bury him on the sidelines. He said, no, I would rather hang out in Minnesota, eat Juicy Lucy's, and be like the fifth quarterback on the Vikings. And so there you go. The Colts would be better off. I recommend a different kind of suck. Not the Daniel Jones kind of suck, which we just know is suck, suck, suck. I would go with like a suck and a half is what I would go with. And that's Kirk Cousins. Meets all the criteria, veteran, seasoned quarterback, and the Falcons are going to release him at some point. Plays well in domes, generally speaking, right? They got a dome there in Indianapolis. Didn't play that well in Atlanta. There's your guy.